What's wrong with this? There we go. Now it's working. Ha ha ha. I got it. Ah, but it's fucked up again. Okay, I think I got that done. Now I gotta get this other thing. Fucking Windows, man.
Yeah, fucking Windows.
It's constantly resetting my audio settings.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for everybody to shut the fuck up about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Yeah, what is happening there? What is...
They're fighting.
Okay, who's... I know Mike Tyson.
Like right now.
Who's the other person?
You know, Jake Paul. He's Logan Paul's brother.
I don't know who Logan Paul is.
Anyway, Jake Paul, he's an asshole. He's some fucking YouTuber prick.
Okay, that's fine. He's an asshole is all I need.
Yeah, but like everybody's like, ooh, I hope Tyson beats his ass, teaches him a lesson. Ooh. Like Tyson's the good guy here. Like, he's a fucking rapist.
They're both.
You guys,
yeah.
Come on. They're both pieces of shit. Tyson's worse, but come on, asshole.
Oh, I gotta do all this fucking scoring, son of a bitch.
Gotta do all
Do you think I took the day off work just for shiggles? You would think I'd be slightly more prepared, but no. Why would I be? Well, not purely for shiggles. I was really fucking done with it. Who got voted out again? Oh yeah, never mind. I remember. What the fuck is that? What was that?
That sounded like me, but I wasn't saying anything.
Was it? That wasn't you?
No.
Whose microphone did that come out of? I'm very confused now.
I don't know. I was in the other room. I was plugging my phone into the socket so that I could charge it while we do this. I was far away. There we go.
Gabe. No, nobody has Gabe. Okay.
Yeah. No,
not yet.
I dropped him.
Yeah, well, I don't remember who is who. Somebody's getting him now.
And it'll be me. I'll be getting him. T. Kyle, Gabe, and Saul. Okay. Any other points? No other points. Pretty point light episode, I guess.
Yeah. It was a fine episode, but they did
they were
dodge
the same talent.
Yeah. Let me check our scoring. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh no, that's what I want to check. I want to see who else got points. It was Saul and who else?
Huh?
I watched this episode yesterday and I cannot remember any of it.
What? Votes?
Yeah.
He voted for Sue, and that was it.
That was it?
Everyone else voted for him.
It was unanimous.
Alright. Alright. Let's do some basic arithmetic.
I forget. I don't think I did that well.
Fucking trees.
That was me. I was yawning. I said I didn't do that well. I don't think I got many.
You got more than me.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, none of my
Bets do
people went on
anything?
the.
No bets there, no bets there, no bets there. Yeah, I think we're good then.
Okay.
Hey Nick, I need to apologize to you.
For what?
Last episode of our show I was recording, I razzed you for not giving a shit about this show. And then I watched the latest episode of your far more successful podcast, Talking To. And there you mentioned that you were taking a hiatus from that show so that you could edit this one. So I am I'm apologizing because you have prioritized the shittier, less popular show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. This is my secret shame. This is the penance that I bear, the hair shirt that I wear for my sins.
I did try to. I went and looked at Classy's shop, and unfortunately, pretty much all of the shirts she's making are not safe for me to wear around kids. There's a bunch of filthy stuff there. They're funny.
It's not that bad.
They're funny. They're cool, but they're not that bad. I wouldn't say. I mean, I would wear them in public if I didn't have kids. It's just one of those things. It's like my kids are going to be like, "What does that shirt mean?" And then I have to explain it, and that's the problem.
That's when you do what my parents did, and you just say, "You'll get it when you're older."
Just shut
Andy,
up.
I have a shirt that says "I am the god of fuck" really big on the back.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, but that's because you're a terrible human being.
It's because you were just an uncle, technically, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Who cares if you're his primary father figure? You're technically an uncle.
There's a... wow. There's a comedian I really like that she's been doing a Etsy now that she's between writing jobs. And the Etsy is a bunch of ceramics. And I really like them, but anytime there's one that I like, it gets bought immediately. And it's one of those frustrating things about like one-off like creations or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I won't be able to get it. Like there was a mug, like a coffee mug, and it had skull and crossbones, and it said poison, but the poison was crossed out, and it said what did it say? It's like not poison, really good, yum. And I was like, I really like that as a mug, but got bought real fast.
Yep.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Oh well. Anyway, Etsy is not why we're here today.
Mm-hmm.
We're here today to celebrate the union between Andy and Brian. If there's anyone who should like to object, that's the word I was looking for, they should speak now. I feel like your kids should object. They're going to miss their dad.
No, they'll have a nice big blended family.
Yeah.
We'll move to Utah. They'll be fine. Well, the problem, it'd be polygamy, but the problem with Utah is there's gay polygamy, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you would have to split your time between California, Utah, and Arizona.
No, I wouldn't. Because for years, I've already been trying to get Brian to move in with me. Already, for years.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
It's not a joke. I've even gotten him job offers.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know.
But I get it.
He's like, oh, no, I want to stay near my family. Oh.
Yeah.
That's not what I said.
You like the heat too much.
God.
You're just you were a really big Coyotes fan, and you refuse to leave until they come back.
Yeah.
You know, you complain about the heat, Brian, but I think secretly the heat is a fantastic excuse to keep you inside for months of the year. That's fully acceptable.
It really is. It's having been to outside Phoenix, I can 100% concur. It's the worst.
Yeah, I remember the last time
Yeah.
I went there, not to visit
Oh, you
Brian,
went
but we
there?
definitely visited Brian. And it was when my daughter was little, and she had multiple times she just threw up because she was too fucking hot.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with her, just
She
too
kept
fucking
asking
hot.
to go outside.
On the plus side, at least you don't need to get a heated pool. You need to get a cold pool.
You get a shaded pool.
You need to get a cold tub.
Well, I mean, you
You
still
get what-
need it. I mean, like, it's way too fucking cold to get in the water now.
Yeah. Like that's the other that's the part of it that's the worst. Is like that's what a lot of people don't know that about Phoenix and basically the desert in general. It's really, really hot, but also when the sun is down, especially now in the winter, it's really cold. It gets wicked cold.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, it barely
And
gets
when
cold, but it doesn't take much for the water to get really cold overnight.
Yeah. And when it rains, it like just dumps
Oh, yeah.
for like 10 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah, it rains really hard for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I remember I was visiting my mom one time, and she was like, "Oh, it's supposed to rain today." I was like, I didn't see a single cloud in the sky. I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, mom." And then like a couple hours later, the sky got really dark for about like 30 minutes, and then it poured rain for about 10 minutes, and then it cleared up again. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. So yeah. Anyway, we're not here to dump on Arizona, mainly because it's like, flogging a dead horse. Why would you do it? It's just not. Yeah. It's bad, and it knows it's bad. We're here to talk about Survivor. We're going to be talking about, welcome to Without Play Outcast, the Survivor podcast of Night League Network. We will be talking about season 47, episode 9. I finally remembered.
Hey.
And it's called Nightmare Fuel. Yeah. All right, somebody read that thing, because it's going to remind you all of what happened in the episode. We all watched it yesterday, right? I watched it yesterday.
fuck, it's
Brian,
my
did
turn.
you watch it yesterday or today?
No, I watched it today.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's
Brian will be our fact checker.
Yeah,
All right.
totally.
I'll do it. Rachel and Sam are feeling real bad now that Andy has flipped. Meanwhile, Andy is feeling extremely confident after being a certified flipper. Will he be a good flipper, like Giant Nut Winner Scorpius, or a terrible flipper, like Blip? What? He begins by reconnecting with Rachel, who reciprocates after his first episode silliness because she's desperate. Teeny continues her "aw shucks, I'm sorry" strategy by reaching out to Sam, who vows secret revenge against them in a confessional. The players pair off for the immunity challenge, having not watched that Marbles episode of Squid Game. Only Kyle saw it, and he picks Gabe so that he can eventually defeat him in hand-to-hand combat. Alas, the final section of the challenge is a fatal four-way standing on a painful thing challenge. Oh, and one more thing. There's a reward for the top 4. Oh, and one more thing. The first 4 losers lose their votes. Caroline and Rachel lose their votes fair and square, but Andy and Sam suffer a bad beat to lose theirs. Yeah, but that was also in typical Andy fashion. Saul, Teeny, Gabe, and Kyle earn BLTs with Gabe, earning additional immunity the week after Nick drops him from his roster. Yeah, Nick, sorry. Gabe does the Ray Rice dance but stops the impression just shy of stabbing someone. But? All right. Whatever. Team BLT targets Sam because it's easy. Kyle doesn't think Genevieve is a social thinker, which is probably the first red flag he's shown this season. To underscore this, the edit shows Genevieve working Sue to blindside Saul. Genevieve's allies, including Kyle, go along with this because at least it isn't them. The 4 losers play anti-Jenga to regain their votes. Caroline loses. Everyone goes back to theirs. Everyone else gets theirs back. Also, Sam calls it reverse Jenga after Nick had already typed anti-Jenga, which he feels is really validating. Way to go, Nick. 2 seconds after Rachel asks Sam not to blow up her spot, Sam blows up her spot and tells Saul they're backstabbing him and aims for Sue. Council is chaotic, whisper, yap, yap, yap. Sue, Saul, and Kyle are all thrown into a blender, but in the end is all sound and fury, signifying nothing, and Saul is unanimously voted out.
Yeah. The one note I had written, first, so the one Survivor note I had written was that I was pretty sure it was going to be Saul anyway, because his whole plan hinged on Genevieve changing her mind, and I was just like, I don't I don't think she's gonna. Like, I don't see why she would change her mind. And then the note that I had while you were reading was, I thought I didn't know you didn't watch Robot Wars. That seems like something that would be right up your alley, and kids would love it.
Robot Wars. Which one was Robot Wars?
It's
The
the
robots
robot.
go to war.
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down a lot from when we were younger.
The modern one. It's I think. Oh well, it's on hiatus right now, and it may be done. But it's
Okay.
robot. Yeah. Or BattleBots. I'm sorry, not
Yeah,
Robot Wars,
BattleBots. Okay, BattleBots. You're saying Robot Wars. I'm thinking it's like Robot Jocks kind of stuff.
No. I was like
Yeah, here it is. Robot Wars from 1993. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't what I meant. Sorry, my bad. Right? No, it's BattleBots. Scorpius is a winner of the Giant Nut, and they're from San Jose. Yeah, and they were a flipper, and I saw them at a convention, and they were talking about how like, hey, we really like their concept and everything, but boy, it would be nice to be able to update their robot, but the show won't let them. So whatever. Yeah, no, your kids would love it.
Yeah, they would.
Get them into. Yeah.
Also,
Blip
man, I really
was-
want to watch Robot Wars from 1993. I remember that movie. It was terrible, and I loved it when I was a kid.
What the hell does being
Wow.
a flipper mean?
Flipping on your tribe.
No, I get that.
Well, like,
what does it mean with
robot.
the robots?
Oh, so robot. Okay, so a flipper is one that has like a wedge underneath it, and it tries to get that, or like it rams you so that it can get its wedge under you, and then it uses hydraulics or pneumatics or some other method to rapidly rise so that it flips you into the air, and the goal is to fling you out of the arena. And like, there have been some that catch huge ass air. There have been some really impressive flippers. Anyway, yeah. And we just gotta we gotta see if Andy's gonna be good at it or not. He's embracing the role at least. I'll give him that.
I mean, he flipped, but I feel like it wasn't. He was in that vote, but he wasn't driving that vote. Like he steered it because he flipped a little bit. But
Yeah.
now that it's at the point where, okay, you flipped, did you put yourself in a better position, or are other people still calling the shots for you, and other people are still calling the shots for him?
Yeah.
Did he flip? I mean,
He
they weren't ever really with him.
no.
I
mean,
think
so-
they considered him like a pocket vote. They were just like, oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course Andy. They just they wrote him off as being their pocket third or fourth vote between all the rest of Ghana.
He flipped mainly because they were counting on him, and they thought that no, you're right, they treated him terrible and they should have expected this, but they didn't expect it, and it was a surprise to them. So in that sense, yes, he flipped. It's kind of like when Cochran flipped in his first season, because they just treated him like, they basically bullied him the entire time,
Yeah, they
and
were
treated
treating
him
him
like,
shit.
yeah, whatever. And then he voted against them. He's like, what do you guys expect?
Yeah. How'd you
Yeah,
not fucking
yeah.
see that coming?
Yeah, exactly. I liked him. He's a good dude. Andy, like I said, and I've said it a couple times, his first introduction was real awful bad, and I feel like if I erased that, I would be interested in him and maybe even be rooting for him, but I can't erase it from my mind. You know what I mean? So I'm no longer 100% anti him. Like, I think he's recovered pretty well, and he actually stands kind of a chance, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, like I said, I want to see his complete embracing of his villain role. Like, I feel like he's flirting with the idea of it, but if he just continues to flirt with it and tries to be like a nice guy while flirting with the fact that he wants to be good, like, if your job on this season is to be like an agent of vengeance, then do it, right? And I like the way that he's because Sierra's gone, he was able to flip the dynamic with Sam and Rachel, right? Like, in episode 1, he was the one going to Rachel for help, and Rachel was like, no, get the fuck away. And now Rachel's coming back to him, right? And And there was this like their talk on the beach where Rachel was like, "Oh yeah, I felt like we always kind of wanted to but couldn't." Like, no, you could have at any time.
Well, in Rachel's defense, like she was kind of feeling him out and wanting to work with him, but then he just kept like
Being
needing
Andy.
attention, and especially like calling her out, that or not calling her out, that's not the right term, but like asking for her to like chat with him through the night or whatever because he was having a panic attack,
Yeah.
things like that. It's like she was like, "Oh, this guy's not a good player. He's not going to last for very long." And then because she was aligned with the people who were against him, they couldn't really work together. So I get what she's saying.
Yeah. And then also like Sam. Man, I had something just gone. I just feel like Sam's like coming back to Andy and being like, "Hey, should we like work together now?" Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you should. Like, so many episodes of Sam writing off Andy and not like bullying Andy. That didn't happen.
Right.
But just
He's
like
not Rome.
just brutal interactions, right? Like Andy putting the idol back and then Sam going and getting it, and then Sam not playing it and not showing it to Andy to spare Andy's feelings, but also like knowing how brutal it is. Like the way that Andy's getting kicked in the nuts and doesn't even know it. And now that's
Yep,
turned
it's
around. Now
traumatic
Sam's
irony.
like, "Oh, sorry about the nut kick. Here's a free one."
It's just okay. Well, also Sam isn't very good. Like he's good physically, although he didn't do very well in this challenge. He's all right physically. He's pretty good at picking partners, but he just thinks he's doing a lot better than he actually is. The person who actually is doing as well as they think they are is Genevieve. Like
Yes.
she's clearly, yeah, and I would say Kyle, especially because they didn't vote Kyle out. Like I mean, he won. Did he win 2 in a row or 3 in a row? And with this,
Three.
no, you won 2, right?
Kyle won 3
Three.
in a row.
You won 3. This would have been 4, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Like he won 3 in a row and didn't get a single vote cast at him. Like that shows you he's doing a really good job because he should have. Like, look, if you're being a rational player, you get rid of him because who knows when you're going to have another chance at it.
Mhm.
But the fact that he's, like I said, didn't get a single vote and he has won those challenges and people like him, it's really good for him. He's doing exactly as well as he thinks he is.
Yeah, I like the way that she was able to play Gabe exactly like Genevieve does a great job of seeing people's motivations and playing into their hands,
Yeah.
right? Like the way she was like, Gabe, maybe it should be Saul because Saul's the one going for you, right? And then knowing that then Gabe, that's going to set Gabe up, right? For doing what he needs to do. But also if he buys it, then that's 3 votes, right? He goes to Sue and Sue's like, if Gabe is out, my whole game is gone. you know? And
Yeah.
but I don't remember Saul ever even mentioning Gabe. Did that even happen?
No. Someone was mentioning him. Brian, you saw it more recently. Do you remember if it was Saul saying Gabe? I know that his name came up a time or two before the challenge, but I don't
Yeah, I
remember by
don't. No,
who.
Saul didn't mention Gabe this episode, but like, there was like last episode or the episode before where Saul mentioned Gabe?
Yeah.
I don't know, but like at the end of the day, the truth is that Genevieve just wants revenge for Saul fucking around with Rome, who was her plaything.
Yeah. I reckon
like
she
that.
just used that age-old strategy of lying, but lying well and convincingly.
Yeah,
I think she's a little delusional about Rome.
Yeah.
I think if he is still there, he would have totally fucked up her game by now. Like he would have been telling everybody everything she's doing.
Oh yeah. Like she is factually correct that, Rome screwed or I'm sorry, not Rome, that Saul is the reason her ally got voted out, but she picked a bad ally and really should have just thanked him for the mulligan. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for getting this albatross off of my neck. Keep mixing extra metaphors. Yeah. No, because everyone was going to go for Sam. They're like, well, that was the plan last time around, and it just didn't come to fruition. I bet Rachel is breathing a sigh of relief now that the heat has died down on her.
I mean, this episode, it'll come back next episode, I think, because, like, Rachel, I think, was told in confidence that it was going to be Saul. And Rachel, I think, made the mistake of telling Sam. Like, Rachel knew not to tell Sam. Right? And then they're sitting there, and Sam's, like, guessing, but, like, don't confirm or deny. Just be like, I can't, dude, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people just like knowing that they know something that other people don't, and then giving them that information just feels so good.
Yeah.
That's what gossip is. And so it's like, yeah, I'm going to let you in on this. Da, 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 da. Yeah, no.
Because they're going to, I mean, when they come back after this tribal, who are they going to blame for it being a clusterfuck? Right? And it's going to be Rachel. Because Rachel's the one who told Sam, and Sam's the one who's like, well, I'm going to fucking go tell Saul right goddamn now, and we're going to just do a whole bunch of shit right at the end here.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, though, none of that shit mattered.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, that puts Sam... I mean, Sam is like, fuck it. Sierra's gone, and now I'm stuck with Andy. Like, this sucks. I'm just going to be a chaos monster, and we'll see what happens. You know, yep. And I appreciate Sam just wanting to do that role for a vote or two. That's fine. And that's what you need. Like, if you're at the bottom and you want to create some chaos, like, that helps you. I think, was it Caroline said that this episode or last episode? Caroline said something to the effect of, like, you know, chaos is good if you're on the bottom. Right?
I think it was this one.
It was this one.
Yeah. So then, like, Caroline, again, I love Caroline. She's, like, spot on with so much shit in this game. And, like, that's exactly what Sam's doing. Sam's on the bottom. He lost his number one. Gada's, you know, ripped apart. Like, create some fucking chaos. And then maybe out of that chaos, you can craft something that becomes a possible game plan. You know, I don't blame Sam. I don't think anybody who's in this game would blame Sam for what he did. I think you would blame Rachel for telling him.
Yeah, like, you got to start with the assumption that he's going to find out, right? But that just means... you don't want to be the one that spills the beans, right? Like, you know he's going to figure out that it's Saul, but you want to be able to say, well, I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And she made the fatal mistake of saying, uh-huh. Like, I mean, if she had just kept her mouth shut, he would have known, yeah, it's him, and she would have had deniability to say, like, I didn't tell him, he guessed it. Because it's not like it's that unobvious.
I mean, she could still lie when they get back.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, well, no, because Sam can say, well, no, she confirmed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if she had kept her mouth shut and Sam said she confirmed it, then, I mean, he could lie too, but it's a little, I don't know. I feel like most of these players are good enough that they can tell which person is lying. So if Sam says, no, she said it, they'd be like, yeah, you're lying. But she did, so yeah. Most of these people are, or at the very least, like, this is the issue that I have with it. This is a very good season, one of the better of the new era. 2 thumbs up, highly recommend. We had a problem a couple seasons ago where everyone's attitude was, so long as it's not me, and so no one was really making any moves. This one, we still have a lot of people saying, so long as it's not me. But then right now we have Genevieve, who is actively picking targets and making moves, and so that's really good. And then we have some people trying, like Teeny trying. The problem is that she fails, and then she's like, "Well, I'm just going to go along with the majority so that I don't get called out for it." But nobody, as a result, though, nobody aside from Kyle and Genevieve have built like a serious resume. In Caroline's case, like, I like Caroline, but she's really good at analysis, but analysis doesn't get you votes. You need to actually make a move. In her defense, she said it in the last episode. She's like, "Oh man, they're playing the same game that I am. They understand these things, and so I think she understands she needs to kick it into another gear, but she didn't do it in this. She needs to take that step forward in as soon as possible before it's too late, and she hasn't done that yet. I like her a lot, but she looks like a friend of mine. But yeah, she needs to take that step forward and just hasn't.
You know who doesn't like her? Sierra.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can tell.
Wow.
She lost her vote. Good.
Yeah. Well, I wonder about that. I wonder if Sierra dislikes Caroline specifically, or if she's just so mad from having been voted out that she dislikes everyone. But
It could be.
the
And
things you would say were
and she's out there by
definitely
herself right now. You know, one or
Yeah.
two more people out there with her giving her some more information or outside perspective might change how she feels too.
yeah.
I like the way Genevieve's
I-
Genevieve's like already playing in a post tribe game, right? Like she's
Yeah.
she's reaching out to all the other tribes to build machinations, targeting her own tribe to get somebody out in a way that does further her own game. Like usually doing that doesn't further your own game, but I think it will for her. The risky thing is, like we're at a tipping point now, right? Because there's 4 Tuku now left and 5 non-Tuku. And like as much as she's operating and the old Gata, like everybody is mostly operating like outside of the bounds of their old tribe lines. The problem is Gabe ties in with Sue and Sue ties in with Caroline and Kyle falls in with them by default. So somebody has to pull Kyle away and get one of those 3 out. Probably Sue, like Saul's. I think it was Saul. No, Sam. Sam's the one who called the shot trying to get Sue. That's a good instinct.
Yeah.
Because that's the linchpin, right? If you take out Sue, then you uncouple Gabe from Caroline too. Gabe and Caroline uncouple, and then Kyle's free as well. Like Gabe holding on to Sue, and then Sue holding on to Caroline. That little chain is holding votes that are going to become dangerous in another episode, probably. Like I was going to say 2 or 3 episodes, but the next one it could be dangerous to have that block of 3 or 4.
It could. My problem is stay tuned for scenes from the next episode. That's when my audio cut out because Paramount Plus is a terrible app at least on the PlayStation. Maybe on
It's a terrible app.
terrible app in general.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Like it made me restart the episode once. I fast forwarded and lost audio, and it was just very frustrating. So I have no idea what the preview was for the next episode. I just saw people kind of stomping around angrily. It's like, well, they always do that. So yeah.
Apparently, Sue wants to murder Kyle for some reason.
Sure, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do that, 45-year-old Sue. You murder him.
There's, I don't even really watch the next episode on because it doesn't tell you anything. Even telling me Sue's really mad at Kyle doesn't tell me much.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it's like showing like somebody mad, and then you see it, and they were just joking around.
Or it was,
Excuse me, but in the past, it has showed me who said the episode title.
okay, for fantasy it matters, but for
Yeah, that's why I try and do it. I need all them points that I can get.
all right.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah. I feel like, okay, who have we not talked about? We touched on Sue a little bit. Gabe, I mean, that was a clutch win for him. Do you think he would have gone home if not? I have a feeling he probably would have.
What it sounded like, anyway.
Yeah, I think there would have been enough momentum for it. It's hard to do the what ifs.
Yeah.
But I think there would have been enough momentum for that. Even if Genevieve were trying to pull for Saul, I think there would have been enough momentum to do Gabe.
Yeah. That would be an interesting one to see because Sue definitely wouldn't, like, it probably would have been a 3-way vote.
Yeah. I don't know. I would find that very interesting to see what Sue does without Gabe. Because, I mean, Sue's just glommed onto him so hard.
Yeah.
She needs to differentiate. Like, she's at the point in the game where, 1 or 2 more tribals, it almost doesn't matter what she does.
Yeah.
Unless she
Talk
makes a
about.
huge move at the end with her idol, like she's got to uncouple.
I always forget she has an idol because she just doesn't do any. Like, I have a feeling if anyone's going to go home with it in their pocket, it's going to be her.
Yeah, I get no sense that she's feeling in danger in any kind of way.
Yeah, and she like no doesn't feel in danger, and then also is just making enough moves, or not even make. Oh, sorry, that's not right. Just making enough of a threat for herself by doing pretty well in challenges that it's kind of like, all right, well, we got to get rid of you because you might actually win if there's another standing on something painful or holding something in a position for a while challenge.
What are you gonna say, Brian?
I was gonna say I don't know why Sam thinks it would have been a huge game changer to get Sue out. Like, um, you know, she's she's not doing much. I don't know why. Like, they got her out and be like, okay,
No, I'm telling you, it's because
still the same shit going on.
it's because she's old. It's the old person stuff, right? It's that she's old, everybody likes her, and it's considered a big move to get rid of the person that everybody likes just because they like them. Like, and they just like her because she's old and she hangs around and she's in the fight with everybody else. And oh shucks, isn't that great for her?
Well,
Yeah.
everybody likes Kyle too, and they all like Saul. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
they did get rid of him, but
Yeah, but they're not old.
yeah. Well, Saul's the next oldest one.
Yeah, but Saul's a dude. He doesn't have the mom vibes, and he's not old enough to have the grandpa vibes.
He's our age, or at least he's my age.
Yeah,
Close enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. he's
I feel like
he might be a few years older than me, but he's also way more in shape. So it's definitely evening out at least.
I feel like no, that was one of my favorite things he said back in the day when he was talking about Rome. He's like, I've never had anyone talk to me like that, especially not somebody his size.
Yes. Because
But
Saul's a big dude.
yeah, you know what I want to see? Like people are starting to, get rid of. There's going to be threats to get rid of them, because they're either good at challenges or they're being strategic or something. People need to start thinking about who they need to get rid of because they're going to be really good talkers in the final tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's good. They got rid of Saul because he's a salesman. Genevieve's a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
She's going to be a problem for people if she gets to the end.
Yeah,
Like,
and that
at a
could-
Probably
certain
Caroline too, as a strategy consultant.
Yeah, like at a certain point, your game, like the people you vote out should always what you should ask yourself before you vote someone out is, could I have beaten this person or not? And if you say yes, then probably vote someone else out. You know what I mean? Like think about it. Like voting out somebody that you think, yeah, I got a better case for $1 million than they do. That doesn't do you any good. In fact, it actually makes the game harder because now the ratio of people who will beat you is more skewed.
Mhm.
I feel like, yeah, you want to just look at the people, like they should be looking at Genevieve and go like, wow, she's really making a lot of moves. She's talking to a lot of people. Nobody's really bringing up her name. Like, you got to figure, especially with as chaotic as this pre-council was, like one of the things I really enjoyed was that they used the natural lighting around them to show that like they're still debating and it's like getting to be dusky. Like they got to be leaving any minute now and they still have no idea. So like with as much of that as there was, if everybody's name is being brought up but no one's bringing up Genevieve's, that should be a red flag. That's why when Kyle, I was trying to think of his name. I was like, Kevin? That's not a person. But that's why Kyle was just like, I just don't think she's that much of a strategic or a social thinker. I was just like, oh, buddy, no.
Yeah.
Maybe she's great. Like, maybe she's, like, doing a really, really good job of hiding it. Because, a lot of time we see it, it's in, it's with voiceover explaining what she's doing. You know what I mean? So maybe she's just doing a great job of hiding it. But also I'm like, ooh. Actually...
There was some good editing this episode, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking about her, and then he's talking about Stu would never be the one to be like, we should vote out Saul, and then they cut to her saying, we should vote out Saul.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the editing has been really good overall. The only black mark that this one gets is I feel like it should probably have been like when Rome got voted out, and they just have no pretense that it's going to be anyone but Saul, because yeah, I guess maybe
But
because Saul was making his moves and everything, and it was a live council. But when it's, what was it, like 7-1, it's just, it obviously does not feel that, like, it doesn't feel like it was worth all of the hubbub that it
well,
generated.
I never understood why you think it's bad when they make it interesting.
No,
It's not like they were faking it either. They were all seriously like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing until the very last second.
Yeah. I have no problem with making it interesting, but when it's that heavy, it's like I mean, I said at the very beginning, I felt pretty sure it's gonna be Saul. Maybe he'll get a vote or two deflected away from him, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who's going to be gone, just because his plan doesn't really hold water. And Sam, in hindsight, I say this now in hindsight, Sam just keep throwing out extra names to just add chaos and stir the pot and make it even more hectic.
Well,
did that really do anything? Like,
I mean, maybe if Sam had suggested somebody that people actually care about getting out, that's what. Like, if they got to sue, like whatever, we don't give a shit if you want to vote. Why would that help us?
Yeah, I already forget, who did Saul end up voting for?
Sue.
Oh, he ended up, yeah, okay. He did vote for Sue. Yeah. Good challenge. I love the reward. I wonder what Kyle would have done. Oh, wait, no, he was on it. I was wondering, sorry, well, he's vegetarian. I wonder if he ate the bacon or if he just ate, like, the lettuce and tomato and bread and all that. I feel like probably ate that bacon.
I don't know.
I would have pulled the tomatoes off. I can tell you that much.
I want to go back and check, because I mean he broke the seal with the wings already, so
yeah,
you're out there. You're out there. It's late in the game. You need protein.
Yeah, like, he's a very good and pragmatic vegan, because it's like, yeah, I do it because I can do it. Now, I mean, I can't do it because I'm on an island, so it's a moral statement. But we don't even know that. It may just be a dietary thing for him. But it's like, for a lot of people, it's a moral statement. But it's like, look, I mean, if you're on an island and you can't eat, you don't have access to tofu and soy and all the other stuff that you're going to be getting your protein from, then yeah, you eat that chicken. And he did it. So yeah, I feel like he probably did.
What did you guys think of making them pair up again? I like it.
Yeah.
The trick is, like, when they do this kind of thing, you're like, you can be 90 or 95% sure that the first part is going to be the big physical part, and then the person you're going to face off against, you're either going to face off in a puzzle or endurance challenge. Right? So you want to pick the person you can beat in the endurance thing. And I like that Sam made the good call, like, I'm going to go with Andy. Not only to make Andy feel good about himself again and, like, be with his buddy again, but also because I know I can fucking beat Andy. Andy sucks. The problem is Andy sucks really bad, and even doing perfectly fine in the first part of the challenge, he was so bad that, like, it was bad luck now, right? The fucking bag tour, you know.
I don't think that was bad luck. I think they were being dumb trying to pull it out when there was too much sand on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's on them too. You got to keep digging, right? Especially if you can feel it not budging, like, just dig. Don't.
Yeah. Well, Sam also is a big, strong lad, and so I bet he thought, I can just pull this sufficiently. And no, you need to do a little bit more prep work on it. By then, had Kyle and Gabe already gotten? They already advanced by the time that tour.
I don't remember. I want to say yes.
Maybe.
Because it was the next stage that was close.
Yeah, in that case, then maybe they were feeling under the gun. But still, it's like, dude, three tribes. Sorry, 3 teams are going to be advancing. You can be the second or the third. Wait until you're number 3 to start making risky moves.
Yeah.
It was a bad beat, though. Like, that bag should have been stronger.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, but, like, I get it. Like, it's not like the challenge broke, right? Like
Right.
they broke it. It's not like it was a faulty, shitty bag. Everybody got the same quality bag, and they just were the
Yeah.
dumb ones who tried to rip it out without digging it
I
all the way.
I'll be honest. I'll be the moron that admits it. Like, I would not have expected tearing out a bag for the bag to give away before the sand did.
Yeah.
I don't know how heavy those stairs were, but I would have assumed, like, oh yeah, it'll come out. This shit'll brush off. But it didn't.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how much difference the bag would make anyway. And helping you get it out. I mean, it's in the bag because they don't want them to slip on the sand on the steps. You know.
Well, it would give you, like I said, it would give you a little bit more leverage. You know what I mean? Like more space to pull from. Number one, so that's really, really important. But number two, like, now that it's open, the bag is filling with sand as you're, like, whatever. More sand's getting in there and it's getting heavier. Maybe not super heavier, but every little bit. Like, I don't know. It's a combination of factors, I feel.
What did you guys think of the 4-4-2 split after the challenge?
Like
the four people going on a journey, 4 people getting reward, and then Sue and Genevieve just hanging out at tribal camp alone.
What seemed to work out well for them?
Yeah. I feel like the trick is, when you get these groups of 4, there's almost always going to be somebody who's you don't want in on your plan, who's there, right? So you can throw out a name, but you have to be still a little bit coy about it or reserved. But for the 2 people, like, you can just start pitching ideas, right? Assuming you're not enemies. You can have open conversations at camp, totally blatantly, and just talk everything out at full volume as much as you want,
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe not at full volume. They were still at camp. They were just like a little bit away.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not like you have to be hush hush looking over your shoulder the entire time.
Yeah. That said, I mean, last episode, Rachel was like cutting open the tent right behind him, and nobody noticed. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I just feel like being at camp as a pair is a decent enough reward. Like, you'd rather have the food. I'm sure they'd rather have the food.
No,
but,
yeah.
You know what I mean? They clearly it's a nice enough reward just to have that one-on-one time to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously like that.
Gabe displeased me with this episode because he was getting really competitive about the burping, and it's like, it's that sort of thing where it's like he reminded me a little bit of Q in that, just a little bit, in that he always has to be the winner in every scenario. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, like, I get it. It's like, oh yeah, he's burping, so I feel free to burp a little bit too, and it's gonna be, man, mine weren't as cool as his or whatever. But it was like, I wanted to beat him at burping. It's like, that's not a real competition, man. Like, it's okay to just surrender status every now and again.
Also, the other people there are fine with you losing. Like, just don't. Like,
yeah.
They're the ends of a set of 4. The 2 in the middle they're fine with it not happening.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Oh, I was trying to think of a way that like the triangle on triangle tower thing. There has to be a way to make that, right? Yeah. Like, that seems like that'd be something really fun to do at home as like a party game.
Yeah. Well,
it's called Jenga.
Yeah.
No,
it's just different.
Yeah.
Different orientation, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get those metal cards.
Yeah. Because the thing is, Jenga blocks, you wouldn't want to use those because they're too thick. So it would be really easy to build triangles with it.
Yeah.
You would need something that's you need some different size stuff. And then the cards that they were using, I was kind of genuinely surprised that they stood up anyway. But I guess that's why they had it so close to that like rock cliff face to keep it out of the wind.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's good sound design to have it there too, because there are metal cards. You get that little tink, and I'm sure it echoes in that little cavern.
Yeah. Just think of how much damage Gambit could do with one of those.
Fuck yeah. Man, Gambit's so good. Have you watched X-Men 97 or whatever?
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Oh my god, Gambit's
Great.
so fucking baller in that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, if we're talking to X-Men, we are pretty much done, so let's move on to fantasy.
Yeah, speaking of pretty much done, all these bets are pretty much done because nothing resolved this episode. But if you want to see what is still out there, you can go to ooshow.com. On the left, there's a little link that says fantasy. Click on that. It's got all of our bets, even though none of them resolved this week. Usually I would tease a bet or two, but Nick is asking me specifically not to because he does not want any surprises on what he bet on.
No.
He only wants surprises.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I did it the wrong way. But Nick, you did come into the week in last place with 50 points. You have Andy, Genevieve, and Caroline. They all get you 1 point for surviving. Andy got you an extra point because he said the episode title. So that's 4 onto your 50, giving you 54. Brian, you came into the week with 51 points. You had Sue, Rachel, and Teeny. They all got you 1 for surviving. Teeny got you another one because she ate some food during the reward. And Sue got you another point for surviving a vote. She got a vote cast her way, but she did not get voted out. That's what you kind of want to get at this late stage in the game. So he's catching some stray votes. It's a little bit like playing with fire in this game. Fire represents your life, so it's more points. So that's 5 under your 51, giving you 56. But it doesn't matter because I had 61 points coming into the week. And I had Kyle, Saul, and Sam. Saul got me 0. Sam got me 1 point because all I did was live. Kyle got me a second point because he ate rewards. So that's 3 under my 61, giving me 64. So it's me with 64, Brian with 56, Nick with 54, and the only person left on the bench is Gabriel. So I am taking Gabe to replace Saul. And whoever loses somebody next week is SOL. No, that's right. You get Jeff.
You get Jeff.
You get Jeff.
Yeah. Which, has he given anyone a point?
He has in the past, but it's been a little while.
Yeah.
What about like last episode where they did He's All That, but nobody actually said it? Would that be a Jeff point? Because Jeff being the producer?
I would say that instead of picking up Jeff, you pick up the field. Oh, never mind. Because I was going to say you should pick up the field, but the problem is that includes the jury, because the jury can say stuff. So no.
Yeah,
because
now
remember,
we're taking zombie jury players.
We are taking zombie jury players. So never mind. In that case, like last week, nobody would have gotten any points.
All right, it's got to come out of Jeff's mouth.
Yeah, got to come out of Jeff's mouth. And I guess you could take a zombie juror instead of Jeff, but frankly, it would be kind of just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Oh boy. I hope I don't regret dropping Gabe, but I don't really have much of a choice.
I mean, I'll trade you Gabe for Andy.
No, because I still think here's the problem. I really think that Andy's going to get to the end. I think he'll get a single vote, something like that, and along the way he will generate some extra points. Gabe, no, I'm all right.
I think Andy's going to get you 1 point every week.
I feel like there's going to be a couple episodes between now and the end of the season where Andy catches a stray vote or two. So that's another episode title. I think what's going to happen is Gabe is going to win nothing, do nothing, until he gets blindsided out of the game in an Alpha Strike. Like
that's what I'm hoping.
The best thing I can hope for Gabe is that Sue uses her idol to save him and gets me a shit ton of votes. Survive.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wrote it as they ate reward. They won the reward. Okay. All 4 of those people won reward. I don't know why you put it like they got carried to it.
Because I don't know. The way I have the voting written down is you have to like winning means you won the challenge for the reward, right?
They did because they made it to that final round, which means they won
but you know what I mean. Like they didn't win a reward challenge. They ate food as a consequence of this challenge.
You're both right, but
it's a reward.
Okay, I'm scoring it consistently. I will change it later. We can have the discussion in the off season. It's fine. Basically, like if you don't like this call, that's fine. But this is consistent.
I don't care about how many points you're giving up. Just that you wrote 8 reward. I'm like, well, you could just write 1 reward. They won it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a discussion for the league meetings down in Florida.
Yes.
The off season, all the team owners get together and have their fancy cocktail party and enjoy all of the money that we gave them for over the year. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to be winning this season.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Oh,
No.
well, Genevieve might win, so.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
Genevieve or Caroline to pull it out.
I need a unanimous Genevieve at the end, but we'll just
You know what? Like, your 3 might be the final 3, you know?
We'll
See that
see.
happening.
I just always feel like I'm going to lose no matter what I do. It's the same thing. So when I play 40K and it's not my turn, I spend the entire time just fiddling with my dice and going like, oh god, I'm gonna lose. I'm not gonna pass any. I'm gonna lose. Blah blah blah. Yeah. I have that mentality. It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, I've been therapy.
My
Yeah.
nephew playing board games up until he wins.
Yeah. Even like it's funny. I was playing a friend of ours last month, and the entire time I was like, "Oh, I've lost this one. Jesus, man, I can't do anything." And then like I looked at the score at the end of the 4th turn. I was like, "How do I have like 20 points more than you? How did that happen?" He's like, "Yeah, you just kept killing things." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, yay." So anyway, I'll go talk to my therapist, and I'll let you guys know how I feel next week about my odds of winning. Still gonna be low, but we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, we'll see you all next week, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I ran out of